can sell that. So we order it.
Good evening. I now call to order this regular meeting of the Quincy City Commission for July 14, 2026 at 6 p.m. If you have public comments, please complete the form and hand it to the clerk with the required information that's out front. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mayor Dr. Robin L. Wood.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Devonta Knight.
Here.
Commissioner Ronte Harris. Commissioner Lane Stevens.
Here.
Commissioner Dr. Beverly Nash. Present.
And Commissioner Harris is on Zoom.
Commissioner Harris is on Zoom.
Thank you for that. Will everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Remain standing for the invocation by Chief Baker. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for waking us up this morning, starting us on our way, clothing us in our right mind. Lord, we're canceling all the assignments of the enemy and let this board do what it needs to progress this city. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 Amen.
Thank you, Chief Baker. Good evening. Welcome, everyone, to our regular meeting of your City Commission. Before we turn to tonight's business, I want to just take a moment to just say thank you, genuinely, wholeheartedly, to my colleagues on this commission for the confidence you have placed in me during the reorganization meeting. Serving as your mayor will truly be one of the greatest honors of my life, and I do not take it lightly. I promise you my full attention, my full effort, and my full heart every single day I hold this seat. Tonight, we start a new era. I want to express my sincere gratitude to our city employees who have worked, especially throughout that holiday weekend, our police officers, public works, and utilities crews, and our parks and rec staff. Everyone behind the scenes, we say thank you. Your service is not taken lightly. Commissioners, you have before you tonight an agenda. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented or any amendments?
Mayor, I have an addition I would like to add to the agenda.
Commissioner Stevens?
I would like to add an item pertaining to an internal affairs investigation of Brian Alexander.
Could the commissioner please repeat the last part of his
It
request?
would be a brief discussion of an internal affairs investigation pertaining to Brian Alexander.
Is there a second for the motion to add this to the agenda?
I offer a second to approve the agenda with the additional item.
Questions or comments?
I just also had one thing I would like to add to the agenda. City annexation / suspension.
Pardon? A
Say
little
it.
louder.
City annexation / expansion.
City annexation. These additions come under
9.11.
6 and 9.7.
9.11, be 9.12 and 13.
I don't have that.
9.1.11, it'll be 9.112,
12,
9.113.
13.
State yours again, Mayor Pro Tem.
City annexation / expansion inquiry.
What was the last little?
Inquiry.
Increase?
Inquiry.
Inquiry, okay.
Yes, sir. He's trying to make a comment on the Zoom. Mhm. See if she can get the volume.
It should be coming through those speakers.
He's not coming through we can't hear him, but we can hear him on this.
Commissioner Harris, are you speaking?
Yes, I am.
Well, he's speaking through this. All right.
And we'll just use that.
All right. If we could hear from Commissioner Harris.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm questioning, and I want an attorney's opinion on the addition of the agenda item that was added by Commissioner Stevens. I don't believe that's in our purview to discuss internal affairs, that's daily operations, that's nothing to do with commission.
Attorney Knowles, if you would.
Commissioner Stevens, would you mind just explaining a bit of what you're trying to do with regard to the investigation? That might help clarify it.
Would simply be bringing forth a motion to support an internal affairs investigation by a law enforcement agency outside of the Second Judicial Circuit. And that would occur after any criminal proceedings are concluded as per state law and procedure.
So what may be the best thing to do is for me to research that, and then we can certainly bring that back, certainly if you're asking for that to be brought as a matter after the investigation is complete or the criminal proceeding is complete, and I can get you all an opinion on that in writing, if that's okay with the board.
Correct. I think that's a little premature, Mayor.
So your recommendation is to remove that for further discussion?
If it's something we're not trying to do immediately, and if I'm hearing the commissioner correctly, it's not something we're looking to do immediately, I would appreciate the time to just research it, get both Commissioner Harris and Commissioner Stevens an opportunity to have that in writing along with the rest of the board.
Yes, sir.
I'm fine with that. I will withdraw that motion.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if,
So
can-
if we can add the
Annexation issue.
annexation, and that will be 9.112.
with clarification that that the attorney will do the research on that item for commission.
Well, for the
Commissioner
board,
Stevens, For the
yes.
board,
Yes, ma'am,
all right.
and provide a written opinion in writing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, could I get an approval for the agenda?
I have one.
I'm sorry.
And one more.
Mayor Pro Tem, right?
I would like to move items under agenda item number 9.1.2 through 9.1.7 under the consent agenda. Of course, if my colleagues want to pull one of those items for discussion, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Which one are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting moving agenda items 9.1.2 through 9.1.8 to the consent agenda.
With 9.1 being the contract for Wolf Tree?
That's 9.1.8. So that would be open for discussion.
No, I'm getting clarification. Is that what you're referring to in terms of putting in the consent agenda?
No, that would be excluded.
So 9.1.2, 9.1.3, 9.1.4,
Oh, okay.
9.1.5, 9.1.6, and 9.1.7
Yes,
is what you're asking for
to-
to move to the consent agenda.
correct.
Okay, that's clear. Thank you.
Discussion?
Of course, if any of my colleagues want to discuss one of those agenda items, we can pull that for discussion as well.
Yeah, I would like more information about the funding for the erosion damage, more explanation, a little explanation on that.
So that's 9.1.7?
9.1, 7.7,
Okay,
yes.
we can pull that one.
And I would like discussion on 9.1.6. I'm okay with 9.1.2 through 9.1.5, moving to the consent agenda if the commission is in agreement.
No object, I have no objections.
All right, any other amendments to the agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda with those necessary changes.
Motion to accept with the change?
Second.
There are no presentations or proclamations on tonight's agenda.
Taken for a vote.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. All in favor of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposers? All right, the motion passes 4-0. There are no presentations or proclamations on tonight's agenda. We will move forward to our next item, which is the approval of the meeting minutes for June 9th, 2026, as well as the meeting minutes for June 26th, 2026. So commissioners, after you've had time to preview the minutes, I will entertain a motion for approval or any such amendments.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd offer a motion to approve the minutes for June 9th, 2026 and June 26th, 2026.
Second.
It has been motioned by Commissioner Mayor Pro Tem Knight and seconded by Commissioner Stevens. All in favor, or any questions first? No questions, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The motion passes 4-0. We will move on to our public comments. At this time, I will open the floor to public comments on tonight's agenda items. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Madam Clerk, do we have any speakers who have signed in?
We do not have any speakers that have signed in for agenda items.
All right, thank you. There are no ordinances scheduled for reading tonight. We will proceed to the next item on our agenda. Citizens Forum. We now open the Citizens Forum. This is your opportunity to address the commission on any matter not listed on tonight's agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Madam Clerk, are there any speakers for non-agenda items?
Yes, Mayor, our first speaker is Melissa Rouse, and she wishes to address the commission on utility bills.
Ms. Rouse? Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Riles, 1643 Florida Avenue, Quincy, Florida. And I'm here about my utility bill. I have not received it yet, and I know it was read on July the 2nd because I have a security system and I work from home right now for this month. And I saw the little meter reader outside my window, and I talked to Mr. Milton, and I work for the state, so I know when they came by and they read my meter. And I'm used to working and paying my bill because when I work for the state, I have very limited funds, and when you work with the state, you don't get raises all the time. So I have a very fixed income, and it's very hard for me to budget on my bill, and I kind of depend on my bill being there on a certain day, and it being 14 days after it being read is a little ridiculous to be a little late. And I went online and it's still not there. So something's got to be done. Something's got to be a little bit better of getting it pushed out or something, because either y'all need to get more meter readers, or y'all gotta get a better company to push them out there, or something. I just talked to Mr. Ash about it. Something's gotta go, because this is kinda crazy, because I'm hot about my bill. I pay extra. I found out, I talked to Mr. Milton about my bill being wrong since February, because in February, they didn't even read my gas bill, and I've been paying extra because February, they didn't even read it, correct? And I paid a ridiculous bill last month for my gas being off by $100. And so I know it's been way off for months, and something's gotta go. I mean, y'all need to get your utilities, utilities is just ridiculous. And that's all I gotta say.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rose. Madam Clerk, call our next speaker, please.
Next, we have Dr. Alan Jones, which is to address the commission, NAACP.
Dr. Jones? Please state your name and your address for the record.
Okay. Alan Jones, 96 Kirby Circle, Havana, Florida. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Dr. Alan Jones, President, Gaston County, NAACP, Branch 5149. I'm honored to appear before you this evening on behalf of the branch and the citizen we'll proudly serve. First, I would like to express our sincere appreciation for the participation the city have maintained with the Gaston County NAACP over the years. Your continued support, particularly through grants funds for the voters' education initiative, to help us engage education, empower citizens through our community. The vision of the NAACP is to ensure a society in which all individuals have equal rights. There's no racist hatred, racist discrimination. Our mission is to secure the political, education, social, economic, equal rights for all peoples, and to be eliminated race-based discrimination through advocating education, civil engagement, and community action. Here in Gaston County, our branch remain committed to the mission by promoting voter education, voter participation, advocating for equal opportunity, supporting quality public education, encouraging economic employment, protecting civil rights, fostering positive relationship between the citizen and public officers, and working collaboratively to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community. Our voting education efforts are strictly nonpartisan. We do not endorse candidates or political parties. Instead, we provide faulty information, host candidate forums, register voters, educate citizens, and voters process, and encourage and inform participants in the local, state, and the national election, and inform electorals and at the cornerstone of the help democrats. Tonight, we respectfully request that the city continue its long-standing partnership with the Gaston County NAACP by awarding the grant funds to support our voters' education, civil engagement initiatives. Your investment help ensure that every eligible citizen have the access to the information and the resource needed to exercise one of our most fundamental rights, the rights to vote. Together, we can continue building a strong, more informed, more engaged Gaston County. We value our relationship with the city's commission and look forward to continue this important partnership for the benefit of all our residents. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your continuously compliments to serve the peoples of our community.
Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Next speaker, Sam Palmer, NAACP.
He was able to cover remove withdrawal NAACP information to the public.
Everyone?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Hannah. I don't have a last name, which is updates Milton and Knight.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please state your name and address for the record.
Denise Hannah, Quincy, Florida. District, Devontae Knight. I think I'm just gonna wait until you get to the managers and the commissioners' concerns, because I think it will be answered, but if not, if you don't mind it, then I'll make comments.
Next speaker, Anthony Gaines.
Anthony Gaines, 631 South Main Street. I want to add a couple issues I want to bring to the board. Number one, I feel like drug testing should be put on the members of the diocese. There's a lot of erratic behavior be going on in parts of disagreeing with the co-workers as well as the people in the audience. I just think if you sit on this dais, as I do for the advisory board, there should be held to a certain account when you're sitting there. When things are not, you don't agree with certain things, I don't think the erratic behavior should be going on. And if you're doing so, there's a reason why you're doing it. It's not only just because you don't agree, it's because of other things you got going on. I can't say what is what, but I do believe that drug testing should be implicated on the commission as well as the city employees, county employees, and other job that does drug testing. My next thing is, I don't know if it's true or not, but I did see where the city alleged supposed to hire a new police chief. Someone told me it could be AI. Somewhere I don't follow it. They said, I'm asking you all, is that true and what is going on? Because for as I know, Batman has not been tried and found guilty or nothing. So if it's not true, then there's no need to speak on it. But if it is, I want to know why and how. And my last thing, we talk about light bills all the time. We talk about light bills. But I can tell you, everybody in here has a light bill that comes every month. So if my bill don't come in my mailbox by the 15th of every month, I know something going on. I know that my bill is due on the 22nd, after the 22nd late fees. I don't have anything extra to get to the city of Quincy. So I'm gonna pay my light bill, whether I get a bill or not. It's my job, my responsibility, my duty to my household to make sure that my stuff is taken care of. Because man make a mistake, they don't exempt me from having to pay my light bill. I'm not exempt because I don't get a bill or someone hasn't came and read my meter. I'm not exempt. So we need to quit crying and grow up and be responsible adults. That's what I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines. Madam Clerk, are there any
I
more?
do want a response about the current police chief.
Madam Clerk, are there any more speakers?
No additional speakers.
All right, thank you, citizens, for your comments. Mayor Pro Tem Knight.
Yeah, just a quick question to Mr. Gaines. You was asking, did we hire who now?
No, that's not what I said. What I said was, I seen on Facebook that a new police chief was hired. Then I also said at that time, somebody said it could be AI. Then I said, I don't go on what they say. That's why I'm coming here and ask you all. That's how I roll. Okay.
That's definitely AI. So I can answer that and we can keep moving. All right, thank you for your comments, citizens. We will take all of your comments under advisement and, of course, refer them to the appropriate personnel. City Manager, do we have any resolutions tonight?
None.
Thank you. City Manager Milton, the floor is yours. Do you have any department items or additional reports before we move into our requests?
Mayor, agenda item 9.1.1, approval of road closures. We have a group that's requesting a health and wellness fair downtown Quincy, and they're requesting certain roads to be closed, and so I would like to invite them to come up at this time. Ms. Kathy Johnson, Mr. Gary Russ Silas, and Dr. Wise. So if you all would come up and make your appeal for the streets that you would like to be closed for the wellness fair that you wish to have.
Commissioner Dr. Nash.
Has a conversation been had with our police department?
Yeah, well, this is just a request, and then they're going to give a date, and then we will get with QPD to do a resolution if the commission approve the roads to be closed on this particular day that they're requesting.
Dr. Mayor, Commissioners, and City Administration. As City Manager said, I am Gary Russ Seals, and I have with me Dr. Weiss and LaToya Freisen. We all serve on the FSU Health Expo Gas and Planning Committee, and we're here to request to close down a few blocks of the county square for our FSU Health Expo, and I'm going to go refer to them.
Good evening, I am Ursula Weiss. I serve as the Director of FSU Health Community Engagement at Florida State University. Thank you for allowing me to speak today in support of the road closure request for the FSU Health Expo, Taking Charge, or Health and Wellness Matters, which will be held October 17th, 2026 from 9 to 12 p.m. So this is our third annual event that is designed to provide Gaston County residents with direct access to health information, free health screenings, wellness resources, community services, educational opportunities, and local organizations that support health and well-being. We are bringing together healthcare providers, community organizations, government agencies, schools, faith-based organizations, local businesses, and community members for a half-day focused on improving access to care and resources. So the requested closures for roads are Madison Street, Adams Street, and Washington Street, and it's critical to the safe and successful operation of the event. The closures will allow us to safely accommodate an increased number of community vendors and service providers. Position several mobile health screening buses where residents can receive free screenings and health services. Create a designated area for food and food trucks and wellness activities. Provide adequate pedestrian safe space for families, seniors, and individuals accessing services throughout the event. And generally maintain a safer environment, an event for footprint by separating pedestrian traffic from vehicle traffic. So the road closures are not simply about creating additional event space, they're about ensuring that the residents can safely access health services, screenings, and community resources in a centralized and welcoming manner. So we appreciate the city's continued partnership and respectfully request approval of the road closures needed to support this important event in your community. Thank you so much for the consideration and your commitment to improving health and well-being in Gaston County. Thank you.
And we anticipate participation from over 300 attendees, including local families, residents, and a diverse group, as you stated, of stakeholders, both academic and healthcare sectors. To make this event successful and to continue providing it free of charge, we're also, not necessarily here at this meeting, but there will be an email in regards to a board agenda for this item for your support and in directly to impact the event. That will include providing wellness kits for attendees, advertising the event via newspaper, radio ads, and print materials, offering tote bags to attendees to collect resources and giveaways from each exhibitor, and to promote community partnership and student engagement. There are several levels of sponsorship opportunities available, and we are happy to tailor each packet to your city's needs. So, as I stated, there will be a
a follow-up email regarding the sponsorship package. But here tonight, we're just requesting those 3 roles to be closed.
Commissioner comments, please. Commissioner Stevens.
Okay, you said Adams, Washington, and Madison? Was that the 3 streets you
Yes.
said?
Yes, sir, the 3 streets that comprise the courthouse.
Okay. May I continue? I think we may need to check, I need to check with state DOT on a couple of those roads. Washington's not an issue. The other 2, because of 18-wheeler traffic and them being able to move, because they can't turn on any of those other roads before they get into downtown. So I don't have I love the idea. I hope you'll be here on August the 2nd when we're having a health fair at the Farolito Center. But I think that was the date. But I don't have a problem. I just think we need to make sure that we're not stepping on DOT's toes with that approval.
Commissioner Dr. Nash.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. That was going to be my comment because of the traffic the kind of traffic that we tend to have coming down those roads onto 90. Also, that's a Saturday. So my other concern would be the availability of our police officers, our security piece to be in place and available, and how much that will cost the city to have to bring in additional law enforcement individuals to be able to have a safe event. So those 2 would be definitely my concern. And you did not mention the kind of advertisement you plan to do in terms of social media, newspaper, so forth.
A combination of all.
Okay.
So we'll be using media outlets, paper prints, as well as the radio.
Okay, fantastic. I think it's an excellent idea. It hits right at school time. And our parents and our residents will need some resources coming into the fall. So I really appreciate you bringing this idea and willing to shepherd and provide leadership for it. So thank you so very much. And FSU is always an excellent partner, and really appreciate you.
Any other comments? City manager, I would just say make sure we work out the logistics, including QPD, overtime, streets, businesses, et cetera, all that we normally do when we have to close streets. I think this is a wonderful undertaking. It brings many people to the city. It engages our parents, our youth. So I do thank you for the opportunity to work with FSU Health Expo. And City Manager, once you get the packet back to us about the streets and all of the logistics, then I'm sure that the commission will be able to move forward. I'm not sure if we're ready. You wanted to get an approval tonight on this?
Well, I will have it back to you, try to have it back to you at your next meeting or so. So that would give us an opportunity to have QPD to check with the FDOT as well as look at the other things that you all mentioned.
Right, and QPD also will submit a formal request for road closures as well to the commission.
Correct.
So we would expect to get that prior to a formal vote. So commissioners, if we could.
Along with the resolution.
Right, with the resolution as well. So if we could, put this back on our next agenda, Madam Clerk, after we get the information from this city manager. But I think you guys have our support. We're looking forward to the partnership and looking forward to working with you. And I wish you the best of luck on your event.
Thank you, and we'll also partner with the county, school district, and the other 5 municipalities as well. So.
Yes, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a wonderful evening. All right, commissioners, if we could move to the consent agenda for the items 9.1.2 through 9.1.5. If I could get a motion on these items for approval unless there is some discussion that needs to be.
Motion to approve items 9.1.2 to 9.1.5.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Stevens to approve the consent agenda for 9.1.2 through 9.1.5, and a second by Commissioner Dr. Beverly Nash. Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, the motion passes 4-0 to approve 9.1.2 through 9.1.5 in the consent agenda. That will now move us to 9.1.6, which is the change order for Marmer Construction contract for the extension of South Springs Road. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I would ask Mr. Justin Ford from Dewberry and Mr. Richard Ash, Utilities, if you would come forward in reference to this item.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Justin Ford with Dewberry Engineers. So you may recall probably a year and a half or so ago, you were awarded a grant from the Rural Infrastructure Fund program through Florida Commerce to support the development of this housing project at the end of South Springs Road. So there was some conversations back and forth with this developer and the city requesting assistance. They wanted to develop this, but they needed some funding help, for the publicly owned infrastructure associated with the project. The city pursued the grant and was awarded the grant. They actually hired their own engineer to design and develop the project. We basically provided the funding to construct the roadway, some stormwater improvements, and a portion of utility improvements. After the project was bid and awarded, there were about $50,000, $60,000, I think, left in the grant. Previous change orders have used up some of that. The project is essentially finished now. We've done substantial completion, done walkthroughs with it, everything's done. But at the engineer that designed its recommendation, they added some additional stabilization around some of the pipes to prevent future erosion and added some additional grassing. They've asked if we could utilize some of those remaining grant funds. We have to use it on this project. If we don't use them, we send them back. So we discussed it with staff and thought that it would be an appropriate use of those funds. And so we're bringing forth that change order and that recommendation in order to do so and kind of close this project out, basically. I think this leaves about $1,500–1,600 in the grant that there's not a use for it at this point.
Commissioners, any questions for?
No question?
Oh, Commissioner Dr. Nash.
Yes, I move that we approve the change order number 3 for South Springs Road extension in the amount of $14,456.65.
A second.
You heard the motion from Commissioner Dr. Beverly Nash to approve the change order number 3 to Marmer Construction's contract for South Springs Road extension in the amount of $14,456.65 with a second by Mayor Pro Tem Knight. Are we ready for questions?
Question.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. A vote of 4-0. Thank you very much.
Meeting next week, mine too, so I'll hang out.
All right.
Y'all just wanted to talk to me tonight.
Of course. It's been a minute since we've seen you.
That's right.
Mayor and Commissioners, the next agenda item, if Justin and Mr. Ash would stay there. There's been some erosion for which all of us are aware of the property behind Audi. And so with that, I met with Justin and I've had meetings with Mr. Ash to see if there was something that the city could do to assist the property owners in remediating and with the problem that they have. And so Justin reached out to the United States Department of Agriculture to see if there was a grant or some funding available through that organization to assist. And there has not been any promise, but there has been a response to apply for some funds. There would be a match of about 25%. The property owner of, out at Aldi has agreed, if there was a allocation of funds, to pay that match. And so the city would be doing our due diligence and what we can to assist by helping to remediate that problem out behind Aldi and try to help them get back into business. And so I'll defer to Justin to explain a little bit more about the project.
Sure. So I'm sure you all have seen the area that we're talking about, have heard about it. It's something on social media, on the news. I can tell you it's been called a sinkhole and some other things. It's not that. It's what we would call like a wedge erosion, basically a landslide in simple terms, because of the steepness of that slope, and it's as saturated as it got, it finally just gave way. Aldi's has done some emergency stabilization. They've driven sheet piles around the corner of their building to protect it so that, you know, there's no damage to the building, and right now there has not been that we know of. But out of an abundance of caution, they have closed the store, as you well know. The owner actually reached out to us as well as the city, and we are currently actually working for the owner to develop a permanent solution. We've had the geotechnical investigation done, the survey's been done. We're probably 60–70% complete with the design. Hope to, in the next week or so, wrap that up and get them moving. The owner is anxious to do so. But we did, as Mr. Milton mentioned to you, we did reach out to USDA. They have a program called the Emergency Watershed Protection Program. We actually had a project very similar to this in the city of Bristol right after Hurricane Michael. Same kind of situation, a ravine that kind of sloughed off, and it was directly adjacent to a housing complex. They had to abandon those houses until we got it fixed, and they actually did fund that project. That's why when I saw this, like, well, I've seen this before, and I know where to go. So we reached out. They couldn't guarantee anything. It is federal funds, and the federal monies are kind of all over the place right now. But they did encourage us to ask. The ask is simply a letter, and that's what's before you to authorize us to formally request those funds through USDA. If we're fortunate enough to be awarded those funds, they're okay with it being privately owned. That's a discussion we had, but it has to be a local government that sponsors the project. That's why it's coming up to you all and not directly to the owner. So you would be the local sponsor. The funds would come through the city, but as your manager indicated, the property owner has committed to covering the 25% match again if we're fortunate enough to be awarded. At the end of the day, if the grant is not funded, he's going to end up footing the bill anyways. It's got to happen. And we're just trying to help this thing move along so we get our grocery store back open and kind of get citizens back to normal.
Commissioner Stevens.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, it's left the city with a bit of a food desert, and with only a couple of options left for our residents. So I would support option 1 on this issue, to approve a letter of request to the USDA for a matching grant fund from remediation of the slope on the property behind Aldi's grocery store.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the letter moved by Commissioner Stevens and seconded by Dr. Beverly Nash to approve the letter of request to the U.S. Department of Agriculture for matching grant funding for remediation of the slope on the property behind Aldi's grocery store. Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it, the motion passes 4-0. Thank you. City Manager, I believe that you're up again.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Agenda item 9.1.8, the award of a contract to Wolf Tree Service for utility tree trimming. This item has been before the commission before, and it was voted 5-0 to not move forward. However, a commissioner have requested that we revisit the tree trimming services and Wolf, because we have not had other contractors to put in a bid or make a request to provide these services. And so this is the best proposal that we have. We are in need of the tree trimming because there is growth that we don't have the capabilities of being able to provide. And so we're asking the commission to approve the request for the tree trimming services with Wolf Tree Service.
Commissioner Dr. Nash?
Yes, I've seen the growth. It's in my neighborhood, and I get calls on a frequent basis regarding the overhanging limbs and branches, and the fear that a strong storm will bring down the power line, and we'll be without power. So I'm in support of having tree trimming. What I do not see is the actual contract or contractual agreement. We see the pricing. So is that forthcoming? How are you planning to award this in a contract, given we don't have it?
That's a great question. I've talked with Attorney Knowles, and if we are approved to move forward with this company, then we will draft a contract for his review, and it will come back to the commissioner at our next meeting.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem Knight?
Yes, I know at the last meeting, or something I've thought about, have we discussed the idea of going from an hourly rate to a per mileage rate?
I'm going to ask Mr. Ash to come forward to address that.
The original bid was put out for an hourly rate and a per mile rate, and they did not bid a per mile rate. They only bid an hourly rate.
And you said there was, I'll leave that alone.
Done, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens?
You know, I would, well, I sent the manager a request for some line service this morning for a line that's got a lot of growth on it. You know, in light of the fact of what occurred in Tallahassee this past week, with a tree falling unfortunately on a car and killing the 2 occupants, and another tree falling on a vehicle in Wakulla County. Fortunately, I don't think anybody was injured in that one. You know, we went through such a drought that these trees are struggling, and they're falling now that we've got more rain than I think Noah saw. It just won't quit raining. So I would be inclined to support moving forward with this issue.
Mayor?
Oh, okay. Commissioner Harris?
Mayor, I'm not sure I'm not sure if I should be speaking into the phone or Zoom. Which one? Can somebody direct me?
Commissioner Harris?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yes.
you can now.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that the phone is where I should be speaking.
Can you mute your computer? Yeah.
Okay, give me just a second. Colleagues, I want to remind us that this has been one of my issues over the last 3 years dealing with Wolf Tree Service, and we've asked for a number of analysis and responses from staff that we just simply have not gotten. I have serious issue with paying Wolf Tree Service, and they've risen their price this year from last year's quote. They're continuously going up, but we're not doing our due diligence and giving us the response. We talked about what overtime looks like with our own employees. We talked about what it looks like in terms of contracting with other people. I am not in support of an hourly rate. That's equal to me saying, hey, I'm going to pay you $50 an hour to come and cut my grass. I know how much grass I got. This is ridiculous. We should be charging. We don't even know what work they're going to be doing. This is the issue that we've had before. Staff has not responded to this commission, and Mr. Ash has been there, and he knows the requests that we've asked for in terms of analysis, work order, reports that we've asked to come back to the commission in terms of the report that Wolf Tree Service has provided us. And also, I want to point out another thing. It's going on 3 to 4 years now that Wolf Tree Service is the only ones who are responding to our RFPs. That means there's something wrong with the RFP. I understand there is a need for tree service, and I agree. We need to continue to work at finding out what other cities are doing in terms of tree service. But to just accept this long bid that, number one, I don't trust the company because they have shown us in the past that they do not work with integrity. They've shown us that, and we have not, commissioners, gotten a clean report on what they have done for the city of Quincy over the last 2 years. I don't know if we hired them last year or not. I don't think we did, but we have yet to receive a report on the last work that they've completed for us, and we're paying them an hourly wage for tree service. I'm sorry. I think we need to explore other options on this. I understand it's coming up in the hurricane season, but here again, staff wait until it's time for us to address this issue, and they bring it to us at the last minute. We discussed this last year, and we discussed it the year before, and staff have not responded to this commission on our concerns in terms of other options. We have yet to see another option. And we've requested that, I know, at least twice in the last 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Harris. Mr. Ash. Explain again why the city staff is unable to do any of the tree trimming.
Right now, we have a total of 3 linemen and 3 apprentices. We're barely able to keep the work going right now in the staffing levels. Even when we had more staff, we had more work than they could get to. We could do what we call hotspot trimming, which we go out and find out where the lines were actually burning the lines. But as far as going down and dedicating people to trimming on each road, we just don't have the kind of staff to do that. And I know I brought to the commission before, one is the cost to buy a bucket truck, a tree trimming bucket truck would be $250,000. Then you'd have to hire the personnel to run it. And as I explained, tree trimming is a 7-year process. If we funded it properly, we could do it in 4 years, and the other 3 years wouldn't have to even trim. But then the question is, what would you do with that additional employees? And once again, I did forward I know I did last year before last, forward the reports that we did on the Wolf Tree Service trimming to the commission, and I'll do it again this year.
We did receive
Tomorrow.
reports. I'm very familiar with, you sent reports on where they were cutting,
Right.
the streets, the time, so we did get something official from you that gave us information on where the tree trimming was happening. And my district it's in need of some tree trimming as well. My concern is that we keep kicking this can down the road, and we're still not getting any tree trimming done.
You gotta remember, one problem we're gonna run into is only $60,000 budgeted for tree trimming. $60,000 is just a fraction of the amount of tree trimming that's needed to clear the lines in the city.
All right, thank you for that explanation. Commissioners?
So the
Commissioner Dr. Nash.
So that we can figure out what we're going to do. Let's go ahead. I offer a motion that we vote to approve Wolf Tree to provide contractual tree trimming services at the hourly rate of $147.49, and have the agreement reviewed by the attorney and the city manager.
Second.
I have a motion to approve, I'm sorry, there are two different amounts here. Which is correct? Is it the $144.79 or the $147.79? On this,
On the summary sheet.
we have one up top that says one, so
okay.
is this an increase, that 147?
Yes, it is. Okay, it's 147.79.
Okay, and I would in the future, before I carry the motion, I'd like to have the contract here with us while we're approving this, but we have a motion to approve Wolf Tree contractual tree trimming services at an hourly rate of $147.79 by Commissioner Dr. Nash and a second by Commissioner Stevens. Are you ready for the questions?
Question, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passes 4-0. Thank you. Attorney and city manager, when would we expect that contract? Could we have that by the next meeting?
I will get with, yes. Mayor, the answer is yes.
Thank you. We're now down to contracts. We have contractual agreement between the City of Quincy and WQT and Sutherland Enterprises. City manager?
Madam Mayor, item 9.1.9 is the contractual with Sutherland Enterprise to provide the services of the broadcasting for the city. It's a one-year agreement that has been vetted through prior attorney Roberts when he was here, and it's $8,000 less than the previous contract that he was working under.
You said it was, how much?
8,000 less.
And this is because of, we purchased our own equipment, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That was the clarification I needed for why was the reduction and what was it for?
Commissioners, any comments on the contract that is before us tonight? We are asking, I think City Manager are asking for an approval on this item to begin, and there is an error on the signature page in the very back. So you have Dr. Robin, you just need to add Wood, the last name to that, and then before we can move forward, Commissioner Dr. Nash.
I would suggest that we recommend that we just have the attorney just review and make sure that typographical as well as other errors are corrected in our contract, and particularly these that we are approving tonight.
Mayor, I don't have the contract for Mr. Sutherland in my packet.
Contractual agreement?
I don't have it in yours.
It could be, is under 8, tab 8.
Okay, it's a different spot.
So you've had time to review the contract. Were there any changes or concerns? We looked at the contract before, but Attorney Knowles, have you looked at this contract?
We reviewed it this morning or this afternoon. It appears sufficient, save the typographical, but we'll check it just to be certain. If there are any changes, we'll make those necessary changes.
All right, so could I get a preliminary approval from the commission? Yes.
Yes, Mr. Manager, is Mr. Sutherland here? I did have a couple of questions I wanted to ask him.
I do believe he's upstairs. Mr. Sutherland, if you would come down, Commissioner has a question or two.
And while we wait, could we go on to the next contract? If that's okay with the commission? So the next contract is the city attorney.
Mayor and Commissioners, the city attorney agreement, as voted on by the commissioners at our last meeting, is the contract in the same amount as the formal attorney contract was. Just changed the name of the attorneys in the contract.
Mayor, I move approval of the contract.
Second.
We've heard a motion to approve the city attorney contract by Commissioner Stevens, a second by Dr. Nash. Any questions? All those in favor, say so by aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Same sign. All right, the motion carries. The city attorney agreement will begin on this day, or how we back? What date are you putting, you have that blank?
Well,
So,
well, actually, June the
23rd or something. Yeah, I think it was the 23rd.
so
That
that
it was approved.
corrected as well.
It was blank.
Well, July was in here, so, yeah. And then once that is corrected, then I will gladly sign it.
Thank you.
I think, did I see Mr. Sutherland? If we could go
Yes.
back to Mr. Sutherland,
Yes.
city
He walked in.
manager. Good evening, Mr. Sutherland.
Good evening.
All right, Mayor Pro Tem Knight had a couple questions, so.
Yeah, yes, I know that you're kind of the point person when it comes to feeding our meetings out to the general public, and I know we do that through Facebook, correct?
We do it through Comcast. Used to be Channel 13, now it's 1092. We're still on Facebook, but we're moving to be on the city's website.
So-
It's on the city's website now, tonight, but we're gradually facing out to Facebook.
Okay. And that Comcast Channel 13, is that,
Used to be 13, they moved us to 1092. They moved all of the government channels across the country to 1092. And if I may add, I think they're trying to eliminate them because they make no revenue from that channel.
Makes
Put
sense.
it way up here where you can't find us.
Yeah, makes sense.
so you said we are transitioning from Facebook to the city website, and it's
Right.
already up
Yeah.
and running.
Now, the web part of it is handled by our IT person. I provide the material. He sets the parameters for getting it out there.
That's the only questions I've had.
All right. Yeah, I don't have any questions. I move that we approve the contractual agreement with Southern Enterprise, Inc.
Second.
We have a motion to approve Sutherland Enterprise Inc. contract in the amount of $40,000 per year by Commissioner Dr. Belvin Nash, and a second by Commissioner Stevens. Are you ready for questions?
Questions?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes 4-0. And the last contract that we have is the city clerk, and let me welcome the city clerk, Mrs. Jacqueline Hightower. She is your point of contact for the city of Quincy. We are so happy to have her. If you came in this afternoon, you could see that she had everything set on that table, very professionally done. She's already doing a great job, and we are very glad to have her. So any questions that you may have concerning the clerk, you may contact her. Public record requests, those items will come through the clerk. So please feel free to talk to the clerk and introduce yourself, and I'm sure she'll be happy to give you some information. So welcome, Ms. Hightower. All right, so we have before us the contract for the city clerk. And hopefully you have reviewed it already in your packet. The attorney, I'm sure, has already reviewed it along with, well, the attorney, that's right. And it is just set to be signed. You can see the salary and any other questions about the clerk, her duties, anything that we need to change. It also has her evaluation to include it, which she has received a copy of as well. Commissioner Dr. Nash.
Yes, Mayor. I offer a motion that we approve the contract for our city of Quincy City Clerk.
Second.
And a motion to approve the city clerk's contract by Commissioner Dr. Beverly Nash, and second by Mayor Pro Tem Devontae Knight. Any questions? No questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. All right, the motion passes 4-0. Welcome, City Clerk Jacqueline Hightower to the city of Quincy. All right. Thank you. We got through all of the contracts.
The addition.
The, 9.112, which was an addition to our agenda, city annexation expansion inquiry by Mayor Pro Tem Devontae Knight.
Yes, thank you. I know for quite a while now, at least over the last couple of years, we have explored the idea of trying to bring different businesses in here to the city of Quincy, and I just wanted to put the idea out to my colleagues around the dais. How do you guys feel about if we were to expand the city limits? I had some ideas where I wanted to potentially expand our boundaries. I just wanted to see before we actually do the lead work how the commissioners would actually feel about that move. So I'm just wanting to hear from you guys.
In what direction?
East, west, and south. West to we call it the V-stop out there in Douglas City. West, eastbound out to the Little River, westbound out to Douglas City, and southbound past the interstate. On Pat Thomas.
Okay, Commissioner Dr. Nash.
Commissioner Stevens is first.
Okay, Commissioner Stevens. Thank you.
Well, we already have annexed south of I-10, but it's kind of jumps around out there. Yeah, it could be a better block. But I'm all for exploring those opportunities if those landowners, they want to be within the city, because that's part of it. And also, I would, we just signed a new territorial agreement with Talcott Electric. So I think we would need to hear from the utility department as we explore how that might affect the territorial agreement we have, or whether we would have to have further amendments to it, et cetera. But, I'm all for strategic expansion, particularly around that Pat Thomas I-10 interchange, and doing what we can to help entice businesses to come into the great city of Quincy.
Commissioner Dr. Nash?
I think that's a great idea that we begin to do the research and the work around being able to expand and to make sure that we have utilities down close to I-10 so that we can be available and open for business for any company or entity that would want to come into the city of Quincy. I think that's an excellent idea. Along with that, I would suggest that our existing maps and information be updated. We need to catch up in terms of ordinances and annexations that we've already done that are not codified and properly displayed. For example, the supervisor of election really does not have a current map and is missing some areas that we have annexed and approved. And so I think we may need to step back a moment, correct ourselves, update ourselves, put into place some things, and then we'll be able to properly move forward with researching and doing our due diligence in terms of this kind of expansion and make sure that we've included all the county, all the proper entities to make sure that we have checked all the boxes. But I would be in favor, but I also would like to add that we clean up what we have.
I am definitely in agreement. One of the things that I've been able to talk about, the city manager referred to my 100-day plan. And I mean, there are certain things that I would like to see us move forward with. And one of the things that we talked about, and we've talked about it on this commission before, is expanding our corridor, our I-10. You got Joe Adams Road sitting out there with a full business park that has potential to bring in many businesses as well as many patrons. Pat Thomas corridor. So yes, Mayor Pro Tem, I'm right there with you on expanding our city limits. I have talked about updating our maps because that was brought to me by someone from the county. So that needs to be done. We have a strategic plan. We have a organization a business that works with us. So that's something that I've asked for WSB to help us with updating those maps and zoning, because I can't stress enough that we have some outdated information that we need to update. Also, the Commissioner, Dr. Beverly Nash, talked about the ordinances. I've already talked with the city manager and the attorney as far as scheduling some time in the near future to go through the ordinances through workshops, because I don't think we've done a deep dive into the ordinances as well as the charter, because sometimes we go to look for something and it's not there, and it should be there. So those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to us getting done in the near future, not too far away. So thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for bringing that up. I know that is definitely something that I don't see why we wouldn't be in favor of it. So thank you, and hopefully we'll get some traction on that as well. All right. Attorney Knowles, do you have any items or updates for the commission at this point?
Unless there's questions for me.
All right, well, welcome to the city of Quincy. I didn't welcome you, but welcome, and we're glad to have you as our legal advisor. So thank you for being here. City Clerk Hightower, do you have any items or updates for the commission?
No items or updates, but I would like to say thank you so much for that warm welcome. It's been an exciting week and a half. It's been a lot of work, and I have truly enjoyed working with and getting to know all of the staff here. They've made me feel very welcome. Besides playing pickleball and fishing, serving is my joy, and I look forward to elevating the level of service out of the city clerk's office. Thank you.
Thank you. City manager, any boards or committee reports?
None.
All right, being that there are none, we can move on to old business. First, old business, we have burial plots. So City Manager Milton, I will turn that over to you for an update.
Thanks, Mayor. Our latest change in the burial plots is I've met with Mr. Ash and staff, and in order to move and have everything under one roof, we're changing such that a customer could come in, look at the available plots, pay for it over at the utilities. Receipt would be forwarded to the assistant director. The information, if they want to go out and take a look at the site, they can go out. But everything will be handled over there, and then once they finish, the administrative assistant will get the information to the clerk to be filed with the clerk of courts. So there has been a concern about going over to one building and coming back to customer service and then going back to the building, so we've eliminated that. And then we continue to look at and want to see if get permission from the commission to move forward with an RFQ to try to find a company that would come in and digitize the system. That has been some discussion, and I think that's a direction for which the commission wished to move into. And so we would, at the approval, move forward with doing the RFQ to get bids on companies that could come in and digitize the system.
Thank you, commissioners. Mayor Pro Tem Knight?
Yes, just one question, Mr. Manager, for Director Ash. I know at a previous meeting, we talked about you guys were looking at potential new land to be developed for cemeteries, and I just could not remember that site.
Well, there has not, and Mr. Ash is here, I could let him come, but there has not been any aggressive research for any property for a new cemetery. There was some discussion at one time about some property down near Sunnyvale, but the school board owned that property, and at that time had no interest in selling it. And so there has not been any other search for any other property for cemeteries.
Any questions, other questions concerning burial plots? None. Well, I will make a motion that we do put out an RFQ for digitalizing our burial system, burial plots, so that we can get a cost. So I will make that motion.
Second.
Would you repeat? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna make a motion I will make the motion that we put out an RFQ to digitalize our burial plot system so that we can move to the 21st century and not be doing things by hand, which would create less error. So that was my motion.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion by Mayor Wood to put out an RFQ to digitalize our burial plot system, and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Knight. Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion passes 4-0. Smart Grid, City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. Our IT main person with Smart Grids is not here tonight, but I do think that last week Mr. Ash had a meeting with him, and so I'll ask Mr. Ash if he would come and give us an update to the best of his knowledge as to where we are since the last meeting with the Smart Grid.
Last week, they were completing the programming. Canvas was allowing us to have our different softwares talk to each other. That was complete. They're looking at the results of it now. Our crews are going out to the field checking all the meters themselves because seeing what's wrong with the ones that are not talking. The next step is to actually start moving the meters from walking routes over to an automated reading route, which is basically just a computer thing. So we anticipate doing that very shortly, starting that process.
Do we have an estimated, I hate to ask, date for when those smart meters are gonna come online?
They'll come online fairly fast, but not all the meters will be working when it first starts. We're anticipating probably maybe 80% of them will be working. It's water, gas, and electric. The other 20%, until we find out what's wrong with them, they will not be working. And it could be the batteries are dead in some of them. Some of them have batteries, the water meters do. And in some cases, you have to make sure the transmitter number matches the meter number, matches the address location, because if one of them's off, then it will throw the wrong reading in there. It'll try to transmit from a different location, pick the readings up from a different location. So we have to make sure all that's correct. In the 10 years or so when the program's been down, there's been a lot of work in the field where people move things and change things. So what they had originally has changed. Mostly in the water meters. The electric seems to be in pretty good shape, but the water meters seem to be a little bit of an issue.
Any questions for the commission? All right, thank you, Mr. Ash. Thank you, City Manager. All right, we'll now hear any reports and/or announcements, closing remarks from the commission, starting with Mayor Pro Tem Knight.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Manager, just a couple of maintenance issues throughout my district. We're still having some issues with the restrooms at the track field. With the, I have a couple of residents that's been reached out to me saying there's a smell that's coming that probably needs our attention. And at the hedges at 10-Yard Creek, I know that's a CRA site, but the city do maintain the grounds. Can we possibly get some attention to the hedges that's growing above the building at the restroom at 10-Yard Creek? And that's all that I have for tonight.
All right, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Commissioner Harris, do you have any remarks?
Commissioner Harris he's still online on Facebook, but he was only able to communicate with us via the phone, so he's still watching.
All right, Commissioner Dr. Nash.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. City Manager and Attorney.
I'm not sure if you can hear
Would you
me.
please provide us analysis of SB 4F and HB 1329, property tax law, and proposed Amendment 3 that will be on the ballot in November, and its impact on the city's budget and operations?
Would you mind repeating that, just like you said?
I'll print it to you, give it to you.
Even better.
Okay, but it has to do with the property tax law.
Yes, ma'am.
And the proposed amendment that's coming up, and we need to understand what the impact is on the city's budget as well as city's operations. So I'll give it to you. Storm season is here, and I want everyone to be ready. Preparation is the key and is necessary. I ask that you gather up your storm supplies and please be safe during hurricane season. I hope you remember to have your kit ready, fill it with water, your food, your batteries, your first aid kit, and all your necessary essential prescription medications. Again, storm season is here, and we want everyone to be safe, but we want to be ready. Also, July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. We all been stressed to a point where it's been real crazy. So I don't think our communities can be silent anymore, and we need to seriously have conversations around anxiety, depression, PTSD, equity, and suicide. Suicide is happening with our young people, it's happening with our middle-aged people, it's happening with our old people. Taking care of our mental health is a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. Having conversations about this area is not a sign of weakness. We all deserve to have support when we're struggling. For those of you who may not have family support around, there is 988. It's free. And so please call if you find yourself in the middle of being distressed, because we need you to be seen, heard, and understood. So thank you so very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Nash. Commissioner Stevens?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for running such a good first meeting. I want to give kudos out to our rec department. I can't remember what day it was I rode by, but the baseball field across the street from the rec department was full of kids and adults helping them out, and it was just a joy to see. And keep doing the good work, and let's get those kids involved. That's all I've got for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager? Any comments?
None.
All right. Well, thank you all. I'll just close with a brief statement before we adjourn. Once again, thank you, Quincy. Thank you, City of Quincy. Thank you, Commissioners. We are coming off a week of 250 years for the nation, and some people celebrate in one way or another. I hope that we carry this spirit into the work that we have to do when it comes to governing. It's meetings like this that, you know, a city quietly becomes more of itself. So we're going to continue the work. Our community is understandably concerned by recent events. We respect the legal process. We're going to let the legal process play out without interference. At the same time, we remain committed to accountability, transparency, and maintaining the public's trust. The dedicated men and women of our police department continue to serve every single day to make sure that our community is safe. They deserve our support as they carry on that mission without distractions. I ask our community to remain patient, respectful, and united as we move forward together. We will make no further comments on the recent events unless the attorney advises us thereof. So thank you so much for your attendance tonight, and unless there are any other comments, I will move for a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.